map intro. Down here at the bottom right, player from the team LGIM, the Illusion Protoss, he is
seated.
There he is. So close to the next round, he can taste it. His opponent at the top, in the north, in the blue. He is the king of ghosts. He is
Ghost King Prime.
Ghost King Prime. Formerly of the team Xenex, a team that still to this day hangs in there. Byun being the most stressed out of the 4 players by far, I would say. You know, TLO before the matches told me that Hero was a little bit stressed, but just in seeing Byun, oh my god, you can tell he is absolutely out of his mind stressed. Right now, he has taken no gases. No gases whatsoever. This is a great map for the medevac play that you normally see Terrans do. The 1-Rax expand follow-up. Map win rate 2-0 for Seed and no gases. Now you may ask yourself, why did Byun specifically on these 2 maps, Entombed Valley and Antigua, not go for gas? The reason why is because this map and the last map has a secondary ramp that is so close to the natural and also borders the main base. It's the best type of map to use the medevac push with 2 medevacs +1 combat shields and stim. Best map for it. Why? Because Zealots struggle after Force Shields get dropped to hold against that push. If you try to elevator into the main, it's hard to send the Zealots and Stalkers back up into the main base. And if you send too many, your opponent just runs through the natural. It's very, very difficult to defend a push like this on a map like Entombed, on a map like this, on a map like Shakura's. Any map with this type of secondary ramp, even Tal'Darim Altar, same reason. Any type of map like that is going to be very difficult to defend. On Cloud Kingdom, for example, yeah, there's a secondary ramp, but the battle is potentially going to actually occur past that ramp. It's going to actually occur beyond that ramp. It's a little bit harder to do a push like this. 1 Force Shield will deny that attack. You have to kill the rocks to really get up there, or you have to walk all the way around past the 3rd base. It buys a lot of time for the Protoss, so the timing cannot be hit as crisply on other maps like this. You see the command center going down, as well as a 2nd barracks for Byun. Will likely double gas very soon. Last game we saw him go up to 3, but he's going to be sticking with 2 this time. And Seed will be doing a very normal 1 gateway expand. The information he's got with that block is very limited. He knows nothing about what Byun is doing. Usually you can assume when you see that type of block that it's 1-Rax expand, but you cannot always assume that, especially not in the 3rd game of best of 3. He's going double gates not only before Robo, but before Nexus. This is going to allow him to put a lot of pressure on his Terran opponent. He's got a probe going out to put a pylon down. The SCV, I do not believe, actually scouted that. He's getting that bunker up right now. And without repair, he may actually just be able to run past this bunker. It's pushed slightly to the right. If he actually sneaks past this bunker, he could do some harassment with a warping of Stalkers. Look at this timing. Warp Gate Research lined up with the 2 gateways. He's going to warp in these 3 Stalkers right before he makes the Nexus. He's actually sending his Stalker home. Okay, a little bit of hesitation here. Looks like he's actually going to make the Nexus before the Stalkers now. Oh, and the SCV will actually get by the Stalkers. No! No, he will not! Scout denial there. 3 Stalkers now warping in at that pylon. There is a 2nd bunker coming in here for Ghost King. It's at the top of his ramp. And will these Stalkers run by? No. Hesitation from Seed. He now has 6 Stalkers, and with his next round of warp-ins, he could decide to run by. SCVs are ready to repair. He's warping in Zealots. In fact, I think he's going to commit to try and target down the bunker. There are SCVs, 4 of them, ready to repair. A lot of Marines on the outside of the bunker as well. He sees this now, sends the SCV back, and it looks like he is just going to target down Marines with his Stalker. He's trying to target down the bunker. He does not have enough DPS. Gets a few SCVs. And in the end, the trade, I feel, was better for Byun, but not significantly. The Nexus is very delayed here. And Ghost King, will he see it? Does see it now on his way out. Worker count 30 to 27 in Seed's favor. Killed 5 workers in total. denying that SCV scout as well as killing the SCVs at the bunker. He has a probe chasing the SCV, and it's poised at the third base location. This may indicate that he wants to do a parting-like build, double expand, and go up to a bunch of gateways to continue the pressure. See, Byun, now that the second bunker is finished, sends his SCVs back to his mineral line. Stim 3/4 of the way done for him, and his factory is very late. Factory starting now. This type of pressure does delay the factory, and that's one thing as a Protoss that you're really going to want. It's going to be something that you're really happy about being able to accomplish. Twilight Council and Forge going down now, 4 seed, as he prepares to go into the later game here. And the next step for Seed is to get all of his tech going while defending the drops. He's already got the Twilight Council and the Forge on the way, and at a timing where Blink will kind of line up with the first medevac drops that he will encounter. Medevacs will be a little bit faster, most likely, depending on how much Chrono Boost he uses. We are at cross positions. We do see the first engineering bay going down for Ghost King again, very delayed. All of his tech very delayed by this pressure. And as a result, ooh, look at this. Temple Archives going down off 2 bases as well. But with the upgrade delay that we're going to have, Seed will start to pull ahead in upgrades. It's going to be 1 Forge versus 1 eBay. He hasn't started +1, there it is. With Chrono Boost, he should be able to get significantly ahead over time, especially depending on when he adds that second Forge. The Army supply for these two players is in favor of Ghost King heavily right now. About 10 supply up there. We are in such a low Army game right now. As both players basically traded early on and now are powering up a lot of tech, getting their production facilities ready. Photon Cannon going down for Seed. A little bit concerned about the attack he may face. As he should be. As I mentioned, he's behind in supply for Army. Concussive Shells +1 on the way now for Ghost King. Again, a little bit behind. Storm is on the way for Seed though. Storm, a great defensive spell. It's going to allow him to take a third base as soon as it's ready. He may even start taking that third Nexus before Storm is done because he knows that it will be ready. Chrono boosting it. No second Forge just yet. It's going to be ahead in upgrades for a very brief moment, which may come into play, in fact, depending on when Ghost King decides to attack with this. No High Templar out just yet. Take it back, he just warps some into his main base. He has 4. They're going to allow him to deter drops. And right now, he has at his natural no High Templar, just a cannon and a few sentries. He has High Templar at his main, or his natural's main nexus. He does not have them at his ramp. So he really wants to use these to deter drops and hide them as much as possible. I think he's going to drop some Force Fields here. And then afterwards, bring the High Templar and be ready for Storms. High Templar now have enough energy, and Storm is done. Oh, look at this. Will he feed back the medevacs? They don't have enough energy for the kill. This is a tough position for both players. A great Storm, but he doesn't have enough support necessarily. One Templar does fall. Great defense here by Seed, but Ghost King gets out with a fairly even trade. He's now going to get some of these Zealots potentially. They overextend. A few hit points being taken out. The High Templar count now up to 4 again. He's making a 5th one now. Byun has a great aggressive position here. This is the time that Seed wanted to take a 3rd base, but now Byun is not allowing it. Very aggressive here, but never overcommitting. Now he can take his own 3rd command center. He's shown time and time again he likes to do that late. The Ghost Academy is on the way. Oh, and this is a tough position for Byun to be in. He does not want to engage here. That force field is on the wrong level. That was kind of funny. Oh, the 4 medevac drop into the main. Not enough units to defend this. The factory comes down. This is going to help him delay any Zealot charge run-ins. Charge isn't even done, in fact, so he's actually going to try to go through this choke point. Oh, this is not good for Seed because Byun can actually just lift up and get out. Oh, look at that. Nice done by Byun. He will lose his factory, and he did not, in fact, make an armory yet. So he loses the factory with no armory. For those of you guys wondering what that means, it means that he is not be able to start 2-2 upgrades when his +1 armor finishes. He's going to need to rebuild the factory and then the armory. Right now, Seed already with +2 on the way, and he is warding this attack off. Even though the attack from Byun was beautiful, Seed still in a very aggressive position here. Not a lot of stalker support for these Zealots, so he's being kited like crazy. He's being pushed back though. The Zealots very strong right now. They're about to have +2 armor, and they're going to be up against 1-1, so it's going to be pretty much even upgrades. Drop in the main base. Very difficult to deter. Will he target the Nexus? High Templar are en route, but they have no support. Here we go. Storm goes down. Targets down the Templar. Dodges a few storms. In the end, though, all the units are cleaned up, and the third base of Byun will have to be canceled. This is a 2-base versus 2-base game still. Both players being so aggressive that neither one can comfortably take that third base location and hold it. Medevacs a little bit ahead of themselves here, need to find a way home. Nice micro though, saves 2 of those extremely injured ones. Oh, and Seed so aggressive right now. Using Storm aggressively is so much harder than using it defensively. I feel very strongly Storm is I've seen so many games lost by aggressive Storm attacks. I'm not sure if he should really try to break up that ramp. I feel denying the third base alone is enough. Oh, he's going to catch these medevacs potentially here. Oh, no. Will not. May want to repair those, as they're basically going to die instantaneously in a battle. One medevac is going around the side with 4 Marauders in it. There is 1 High Templar waiting for it, as well as a ton of gateways, power, Warp and Zealots to deter. Third base way ahead for Seed, but he's down 30 supply right now. The army supply heavily in Ghost King's favor, 99 to 68, while the 30 supply lead. 4 Ghosts out with the 5th one popping as I speak these words. Double E-Bays being added, that puts him, or rather, he's going to go up to a second E-Bay as well as the armory, and uh-oh, he's going to fly right into a cannon. He's got to be careful about that. A feedback would have killed that medevac. Now this is a scary position for Seed, because even though he has a lot of storms available to him, and he has 4 High Templar on the top of this ramp. This is what I talked about before this game started. He scans and he's like, no way do I fight that many High Templar up that ramp. I'm going to have to run in there and take them out, trying to bait them. An EMP goes off, but he does not hit the Templar. 1 Archon will fall. The Stalker gets chased back, and the EMPs alone are enough to scare this army away. A feedback goes off on the Ghost, but they feel Storm would have been a better choice. Oh, this is terrible for Seed. Ghost King up 40 supply. He's got Ghosts there. He is the king of Ghosts. He snipes another High Templar. Meanwhile, personnel cloaking coming out for the Ghosts. +3 armor on the way for Protoss, as 2-2 will just now be started for Ghost King because he did lose that factory early on. And this is a tough spot for Seed. He's trying to hold on here. He's got this third base up. That's where he's going to catch up eventually if he can continue to hold these pushes. He's got a lot of cannons. He has 2 storms available here as well. High Templar being targeted. And 1 goes down. The second one will remain alive, but Ghost King in a great concave position here. Some decent EMPs as well. Now he has to kite against the Zealots, and even though he is out of Ghost energy now, he just has so much. His positioning here is great. A second group comes in. Great storms by Seed, but Ghost King takes a 50 supply lead. And with this, he may also take his position in the next round of Code S. The Seed desperately trying to morph in cannons to hold this. They're being killed before they can be canceled. A storm goes down. He's trying to use these cannons to hold the Zealots. Stuck behind Archons now, and Ghost King will take this game. The probes being pulled. The last sentry is falling, and Ghost King, even with the upgrade deficit, will tear through us. +3 armor is not done yet. Warp gates being made into gateways. Those are basically the things that he needed. That production is what he needed with the third base, but he didn't have enough time. Ghost King getting a nice timing here. He's killed him. He has killed Seed. Seed will be playing against the winner of the losers match, which will be up next. At this point, Ghost King now 100 supply ahead. He's got a third base. His entire army gets hit by 1 storm, but he has enough medevacs to not care. GG! We'll see you in the next round. Byun, our Ghost King, He was very stressed about his matches today, but he went all the way through, taking the winner's match and advancing to the next round, taking first place in the group, having a lot of support in Gerard. Well done, giving a nod. You know, very obviously stressed, tired, many number of things that we don't even know about maybe affecting his play today, but he has succeeded. And that's all there is to say, man. Seed is not out yet. He is the loser of the winner's match. Now our next match is going to be between Curious and Hero. And whoever wins that will face up against Seed. We could potentially have a PvP or another PvZ. And for Curious, losing his first PvZ, he's going to have to play one PvZ, and then if he's going to have to play another one, and if he wins that one, then he has to play another PvZ. So hopefully for Curious, he can get his PvZ mindset together here, because it's going to be the only matchup he faces from here on out, and that's going to be a little bit stressful. Even if he feels like PvZ is his best matchup, or if he came to the studio today feeling that way, he's going to now have to face against 3 processes. He lost against the first one, he's got 2 more to face. And if he loses against either of them, that's it. No Code S for him. He's going to fall back down into Code A. He's going to have to fight his way back through, which he likely will if he does fall, because that has been the trend for him. Curious, though, even though, you know, I talk about how stressful this is for a player who has to play this matchup, he lost the first set in. He's a player who gets his emotions out of the booth. How perfectly can he remove his emotions, though? That's what we may find out. Now, obviously, Hero has shown great PvZ in the past. But today I spoke with him. He said it was the matchup he feels the most concerned about. It's one he's been struggling with. And this is going to make it very difficult for him. So mentally, both of these players kind of going into a very uphill battle coming here. Both of them have to win 2 best-of-3s to get into this series now. And this is not going to be easy. There is Byun. You can see him behind me coming through with his coach Gerard, being congratulated by the crowd. And he deserves it, showing some great play today, showing Siege Tank Marine builds and then a regular Bio build. 2 games in a row, just showing superior decision-making over his opponents. Great builds, great micro, and I think this guy will go very far this season. I think round of 8 at least. That's my. If I had to give a prediction, I would predict round of 8 at least. Again, we are going to have a 5-minute break, guys, so don't go anywhere except, you know, to maybe open another tab on your computer. Go to Facebook, go and like Global GOMTV. Go on Twitter, follow GOMTV there. If you have an iPhone, get the GOMTV mobile app. I've heard from a lot of people it's awesome. I don't have an iPhone, but I heard from tons of people that it's great. Artosis especially has talked to me about it a lot. So go ahead and get that. You can actually use the QR code. I think during the break, QR codes come up. You can use that to get the app on your phone. And you can follow me on Twitter at ProxyWolf. Tweet at me. Say what you will. And see you guys in 5 minutes.